Bienvenidos a este nuevo vídeo de Devir TV. Estamos en el stand de Devir, en Essen, y tenemos una compañía muy especial. Estamos con Wolfgang Kramer. Hello, Wolfgang.
Hello.
How are you?
Benjamin. Fine.
Really
Thanks.
nice to meet you.
Yes, me too.
A legend of board game history.
Yes,
You have made a lot of games.
yes.
I think that you have the record of the most Spiel de Jahres prizes.
Yes, that's right.
Wow.
Yes.
How do you feel about that?
I think I have much luck. Yeah, you need also luck. Yes, yes. Look, El Grande was 86, and the Settlers of Catan was 85. Both was published in the same year. The Settlers in spring or on Nürnberger Messe, Nürnberg Fair, and El Grande in autumn in Essen. So El Grande was in the game of the year of next year. If they were published at the same time, I think Catan has won.
Could be, probably.
Yes. So you must have luck.
Yeah, a bit of luck.
Yes.
That's true. Which were the 5 games that gave you
Yes,
these
the first
awards?
one is Heimlich und Co. Yes, undercover in English. Yes. The second is Auf Achse. It's a game with cars, and each player is a spediteur. Yes, has a company with cars, and he drives goods. Yes. And the third was El Grande. The fourth was Tikal. Yes. And the fifth was Torres.
Torres.
Yes.
Great. Well, now Devir finally has released Torres, the first time in history in Spanish.
Oh, fine.
And people is freaking out
Yes.
because some people thought that, well, it's an old game. I don't know if I will like it or not.
Yes.
But people are really loving Torres.
Okay.
Young people, new board gamers, and
Oh,
that's
thank you.
awesome. That a game like that could feel like new nowadays.
Yes.
It's a great title, Torres.
Yes.
You did
Thank
it
you.
with Kisling. You have made a lot of games with
Yes.
Kisling.
Kisling is the co-author, which I have made more than 40 games together. Yes. And I have had also some other co-authors, but I have done with Michael Kisling the most games.
And you remember a bit of how the idea of Torres came?
Yes, yes. I will tell you. The first idea was I have read a book. Yes. And in the book there was a city on the bottom, on the ground of a sea, of a lake.
Okay.
Yes. And once in time they come up. And in this time you can go in the city, and there was treasures. Yes. And you can take the treasures. But the city sunk down. And now if you have too much treasures, you need more time. It was too late to leave. So you sunk down. You leave all your treasures and swim on the coast.
Okay.
Therefore, you have to go earlier from the city. If you go too early, then you have not so much treasures. Yes. And this was the reason what we will make a game from this idea. Yeah. And now we look for a mechanism for coming up, and we tried this and this and this, and suddenly we found the mechanism of Tikal. And the pyramids, yes, was growing up. And I said, it is not for Sunken City, this is the right theme for Tikal. Yes, for the Mayas. Okay, when the Tikal was finished, we try once more to make Sunken City. And this time we found the mechanism of Torres.
Okay, it was like retrying.
Yes, yes. And the third one was Mexica. Yes. And after Mexica, we have found a mechanism for Sunken City. It was the last of these three. And it was not so famous. The other would be famous, Sunken City not.
Okay. Well, that's a lesson.
Yes.
Well, but Torres is a great game. Really abstract, I think.
Yes, yes,
At some point, but very strategic.
Yes, therefore it is not so successful like Tikal, like Mexica. And Torres belongs not to the Mask trilogy, but it has also action points.
Yep.
Yes, the others also. Therefore it belongs not to the trilogy of the Masks. And it has a own flair, an own atmosphere, and it is a little bit knights, yes, and a little bit towers, but not so much as the other three. And I think this is a reason why it is not so successful than Tikal.
Okay. But well, we have 3 editions different from Torres. Now we are on the third.
Yes.
Have changed a bit the components
Yes,
of
yes,
the game.
yes.
Do you like the last one? The third
Yes,
edition?
I like it, yes.
It's your favorite?
I like also the others, but I maybe it is a little bit better than the others.
Okay.
The new one.
You like it?
Yes,
Right.
I like it. I like it.
It's very beautiful to see how the game itself grows on the table.
Yes, yes.
When the,
I like to make 3-dimension games. Yes. And Michael also. So we have done also Pueblo. It is also a 3-dimension game. And also Java is also a 3-dimension game. So it is not flat. There is something more on the board.
yeah, you have
Yes.
to think in different ways.
Yes.
Yeah. And the action point system,
Yes.
that's something that you create. And nowadays in Euro games, it's really usual.
Yes.
How you brought that idea? How do you remember how you thought this mechanism?
Yes. When we do Tikal, we thought about a dice or cards or action cards where you can do maybe move with the other action cards. You can go build up, or you found treasure. Yes, and we want to have that the player decide what he want to do. And so we found action points. So he can, in his move, he can maybe move and maybe grow up the temples, or maybe also dig for treasures. And Tikal has had 10 action points in your move. It was a little bit much.
Yeah,
Yes.
maybe.
And we have had some trouble with the action points, because many people write to Ravensburger, yes, what are action points? I don't understand what are action points.
Wow.
Yes, and we have to explain action points.
Okay.
We said it is like something like 10 dice points, and you can take some of them for moving, some of them for treasures, and some of them for growing up the temples.
Then it was kind of a revolution because people, it was like, what was that? Nowadays everyone understands
Yes.
action points.
Yes.
But in those days was a bit difficult.
I think nobody now nobody asks what are action points. But in 1999, many people.
Also, the score track that a lot of games have at the border of the
Yes.
board
Yes.
is something that you imagine as well.
Yes, that's right.
Which game was that?
The game was the first public game was Heimlich und Co. It was the first public game. But before, I used it for promotion game. The promotion game, I developed a game for Energy concern. Yes, and he has gas through Germany. The energy gas, yes, and I make for them a game for making the company more well known for people. And there was the first score
track.
Yes, score course.
Yeah.
Yes.
That has your name, I think, in Germany.
Yes,
How it's named?
Kramer. Kramer Leiste.
Kramer Leiste.
Yeah, this is also a Leiste or a course, yes, or a way, something else. Yes.
And then it's many games from you, but from other people too.
Also,
It's like very usual as well.
you have nothing to write down.
Yeah.
Yes, so you have to write down the numbers on a sheet of paper.
To write down what?
The numbers, yeah, the numbers you won, your victory points.
Yeah.
You have to read on a paper. To write on a paper.
Before you did that, you mean?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Now it's easy.
Yes.
Then you still do games right now.
Yes.
And what's your last releases?
It is Reworld. Reworld, this is a new planet. All people of the Earth have to leave the Earth because the Earth, there was a pandemic or other things. The air are not so good and the water was dirty and so on. So they have to leave the Earth and look for another planet. Yes. And they built up on the other planet 5 cities. And this is the theme of the new game. You bring on a rocket, you bring goods and travel to the other planet and build with the goods cities.
Okay. Really science fiction.
Yes, it's science
space.
fiction. Yes.
Yeah, and what kind of mechanics? It's a Euro game or?
Oh yes, the mechanism is new, a new one. First you have to load the warehouses of the rocket. Yes, and the things which come first in, when you land on the other planet, comes last out.
Okay.
Yes, and you need things for the new cities which you use first. Maybe a shuttle to leave the rocket and bring to the city. So you need first a shuttle. But if you have loaded the shuttle first, you get no one.
Yeah.
So you can't do nothing. And you have on the rocket 5 warehouses, and you have to think which good put I here in the warehouse and which one here. Yes. And you have in which way first or later and so on.
And your way of creating games
Yes.
from all these years till now have changed? A bit?
I think not.
No.
No. But I make other games than maybe in the 80s or in the 70s. Because now other games are in. You see, in the 70s, there was only family games and children games, no adult games. And now we have most adult games, more than family games and more than children games, adult games. So I've made another kind of games. I also made communication games and cooperative games and skill games. Yes, some with words, word games, and some with reaction games, and some card games, and so on. So sometimes I make a game for children, sometimes for family, and sometimes for adults.
You have made more than 100 games, I think.
More than 200
More
games.
than 200
Yes.
published.
Yes, yeah,
Wow.
sure.
That's a lot. And there's a genre that you feel more comfortable than other?
Oh, sorry, I haven't understand.
If there is a kind of game
Yes,
that you feel more comfortable to create
Yes.
than other?
I like the games which were easy, and I can bring these games to people which do not play games. So I want to make the group of gamer bigger. Yes, therefore I like to develop easy games. And I also like to develop strategy games with luck.
With luck.
Yes. I have also done strategy games without luck, but I like more with some luck in it.
Okay.
Maybe about 30% luck and 70% strategy.
Well, not like Torres, for example.
Yes, yes.
Great. And there's so many games that have the title in Spanish.
Yes. I like Spain.
You like Spanish? You talk Spanish?
No, I don't speak
Okay.
Spanish. But we often make a holiday on Spain.
Ah,
Yes. The first time when I was abroad, I was in Barcelona and on the Brava coast.
yeah.
Yes,
Girona.
yes. And we were in Canarian Islands. We was on all 5 islands. Canaria, Fuerteventura, yes. The biggest one, what is the name? The biggest-
Tenerife.
Yes, Tenerife. And the fourth was Lanzarote,
Uh-huh.
yes. And the fifth, Gomera,
Romero.
yes.
Wow. And you that have seen this scene from board games grow till now, and
Yes.
still growing,
Yes.
what do you
sure.
think about this evolution? You are satisfied with it? You think there's some things that must change?
I think we have now too much game for gamers. Too much. Each year about 50 games for gamers. And the gamer group is not so big. So when I look which I have sold games, gamer game or an easy game, I can sell much more easy games. I can sell more than 1 million easy games, but gamer games, if I sold more than 10,000, it is good. More than 50,000, it is very, very good. And more than 100,000, only very less gamer games. El Grande was one, Tikal was one, Torres is one. These are gamers games which sold more than 100,000.
Yeah, it's more difficult.
Yes.
Then Wolfgang, for ending, as your experience, can you say something to people that nowadays wants to become professional board game creators? Because you were the first, I think.
Yes, in Germany. I was the first who lived
full time.
yes, who lived from full-time job. Yes.
Well, that's something big.
Yes.
Can you give a counsel and advertisement for people that?
An advice.
Yep.
Yes. Oh, people who like to create new games should make it as a hobby. Should make it as in their free time. It's a lazy time. And if they are successful, they can try to be a full-time job. But first you need some games which were very successful that you can live from that.
Great. Thank you very much, Wolfgang.
And the last sentence should be for the Spanish people who like to play games. Yes. I greet all Spanish people who like to create games. Have a much fun also in the future. I wish that you have much fun about games.
Thank you very much, Wolfgang. It's been very nice.
Thank you.